Buenos dias, mi amigas y mi amigos. Today is a end of the week. This is our final trading day of this week for the first week of June. Let's get it started. We got for the U.S. last reported, the Dow Jones was up 0.47%, which is a little over $153. S&P 500 up almost 1% at 0.99. NASDAQ up 1.28% at 165.70, and Russell 2K was up $18, over $18, 1.05%. Currently, the VIX is reporting as down by 0.96%, which is about 15 cents. Asia last reported all green, and Hong Kong was really green. Hong Kong was up $733, 4%, which is the highest I've seen any of them be in I don't know how long. And then Kospi and Nikkei were neck and neck, 1.21% for Nikkei and 1.25% for Kospi. Shanghai was 0.79% up, and then ASX Australia up 0.48%. So Asia, if you remember yesterday, the heading down here under Asia was that they was waiting for the debt ceiling, information from the debt ceiling. So obviously the debt ceiling gets raised, so people get this smoking that hopium. You know how it works. Europe reported last all up. The second highest was DAX, which is $167 and up 1%. The CAC was up at the most out of everybody, 1.18%. FTSE Milano 1.01%. FTSE itself was 0.91, and then Stock 600 0.90. Finally, for our pre-market currently, what's happening? Everybody inching towards that 0.5%, 0.50%, which is, usually that's my gauge to know something probably going to be happening this morning. So Dow futures in pre-market up almost 0.50% at $164. S&P futures up $19.75 at 0.47%, and NAS futures up 0.53% at $76.25. For our Forex Factory calendar, there's not a whole lot of stuff scheduled for this morning. We got at 8:30, we have the average hourly earnings month over month. We do have 3 red folders: non-farm employment change and unemployment rate. So those 3 things are happening, and that's the only thing that we got. So once we get kicked off at 8:30, that's all Forex Factory has listed for today's activities. For investing.com, let's see what we got over here. Any day. All right. Dude, it's so much stuff loading, it gets on my nerves. It's like, yo, I'm appreciative that y'all got to make y'all money, but seriously. All right, so average earnings. So we got a 3-star, which is month over month for May. The year over year is the 2-star here, and the 3-star is the month over month. We got government payrolls, manufacturing payrolls, non-farm payrolls. May is a 3-star. All of this stuff, unemployment rate, participation rate, non-farm, all of that is, still in our 8:30 time frame. And then after that, when you hit 1 o'clock, you're looking at some 2-star stuff, which is going over towards, like, my understanding is commodity stuff. So you got the oil rig, Hughes oil rig, aluminum, copper, crude oil, that kind of stuff. Then you start getting into the speculative stuff. So the things that we're normally tracking and all of that crude oil, gold stuff, all that stuff is happening at 4:30. So the last thing that's really, I guess you could say, something that we would normally pay attention to is the 2 stars for the U.S. Baker Hughes total rig count. And and then that's at 1 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, well, it's about to start the mark, but I mean, stuff down the way this is looking, dying down at like 1 o'clock. Now you know how this works. It's dying down for right now, but then somebody, get on and say something dumb. The next thing you know, we're walking our way to a whole nother level of stupidity. But for right now, that's what's being reported. And then we have Mancini. Now look, what I've decided to do recently for myself as a trader is I decided to start closing off all the different voices and narrowing it down. Like, I'm not following too many other people because I felt, I got to a point where I feel like I was being stretched too many ways. For me, listening to multiple people is fine once I feel like I've, built up enough consistency, then I can add other voices to tweak what I'm working on. I'm saying that to say, I have mad respect for this Anna Mancini, because these numbers be on point. I was like tripping yesterday at like how, I know that we're looking at, the ES, and they're looking at, they're looking at something different, but that's why we got to change these numbers around. But I was impressed yesterday with like almost to the like within $2 they called that. I'm like, that's serious right there. I also like what's the guy's name? Arlissa Velez. What is it?
Oliver. Is it Velez? Yeah, I think it is Oliver Velez. He definitely teaches more on how to, read candles and how to watch the movement, which his stuff is very straightforward and very simple.
Yeah, that dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had kind of, thank you for that. I had kind of felt like, for personal reasons, I really, prefer, it's getting more and more difficult, but I really kind of prefer getting my information from ugly people. And, I'm like, this dude look too, he looked too.
You like, are
No. I'm just saying, like, it's hard for me to listen to somebody that I think could take my girl or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, dog, you giving me this information, but you know what I'm saying? I can't trust you, man.
I got your girlfriend.
Man, I can't put myself in that situation, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this dude is way too clean. Like, this dude is.
Oh my goodness!
You put together too nice. I need you to have some scars on your chin or something. You gotta have something that make me feel like, okay, this dude, he's struggling in a way that ain't gonna threaten me.
In a way that gonna threaten me.
Dude is on point. I have watched one of the videos, and I mean, I'm joking. If you see him, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because like this dude, like if you really look at like a couple of his periods, he look like he could be like some type of entertainer or something. Like he's put together, like, perfectly branded, in my opinion. So that's why I'm joking about it. But the video that I watched, man, when he was just talking about the elephant candles and the kind, I was just like, this is. I'm literally like, grabbing a notebook and just going, because that's what I'm doing now. Is like, I got let's say E2T notebook, and all the E2T stuff goes in there. I was like, I got to get a notebook for this guy because he's dropping some information. He's dropping some information. So I definitely got respect for him. So thanks, Arlissa, for even bringing that dude up at all.
Yeah, we talked about him when I was still in Bahrain, but I really liked the way he showed, price action movement and candles. He's the one who did the 8 and the 20 moving averages, the 820 and the 200 moving averages, that whole concept with that. Now, like you made a really good point with, kind of closing off the voices, because what we don't know in a lot of cases, like in the case of Mancini, he trades, just for the day. He's an option buyer, and he provides technical analysis. When we add different people and different voices, if you're not clear on what their objective is or what even strategy they're trying to use, they may be talking, good thing about Adam is he just gives you the numbers. What you do with those numbers and what strategy you use them for is really up to you. But there are other people who are saying stuff like calls will work above this, puts will work below that. Well, if you're not doing calls and puts, you want the technical analysis. So if you hearing from different people and you're not clear on what angle they're coming from, you'll be taking their information and it won't really apply to what we do here. So you just really want clear technical analysis. You want somebody who can, break down candle structure, that kind of thing, because that's what we really use to determine our entries. There are very few people, you all probably found out, there's not a whole lot of people who are talking seller stuff in the, on a regular basis to actually like quote unquote follow. You need just technical analysis. So I think it's good to just kind of be, I'm not saying don't listen, of course, to other people. I think we should. A lot of people know a whole lot more than I do, a whole lot more than each of us. We're all still learning, but definitely be strategic, like you said, be strategic in who you're listening to and what you're using their information for. Because you could be listening to them and say, well, I'm just using this information to see, basically if it goes past this, that means it's probably going to keep going up, stuff like that. But yeah.
It's good to always know that. I mean, the only exceptions I'll make to that rule is when brokers are giving you content, because normally that's what I would refer to as agnostic. It's not like there's no real agenda outside of them wanting you to always use their brokerage. But so, Thinkorswim is one of those examples, like their educational content. We always rave about that because it is definitely on point. So, Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, the options industry council, they're talking just about, even Direxion, the people that's behind SOXL, I think they got like something that they put. So, those kind of things is different because those are educational platforms, built specifically for this. But some of this other stuff where you got this guru, that guru, again, it's, I'm not hating on it, but I just realized a thought occurred to me recently. And the thought was all I really felt was like, all things become new. That's the phrase I remember hearing. All things become new. And what that said for me was it was just time for me to start getting rid of some stuff I had been holding on to in all areas. Like literally before this call, I just came from my attic, cleaning stuff out to donate and toss and stuff. And from a trading perspective, it's the same thing. It's like, I got all these different voices and all, and again, it's all good, it's all for something positive, but I'm like, no, let me just hone down specifically on selling strategies, the probability thing, and then we'll down the road add, little stuff here, little stuff there, but just to remain consistent and undistracted. Because if you're a trader and you're trying to trade, when we think distracted, we're normally talking about during the trade. I don't want to be distracted during the trade, but the distraction can come outside of the trade too. With conflicting theories. Some people don't trade earnings at all. Some people exclusively trade earnings. So if you waffling about which one is going to work for you, that could be a distraction as well. So I'm off the soapbox on that. But so here we are. Adam Mancini yesterday, a textbook failed breakdown of 4170, set up the next leg. My target in SPX was 4220 is posted, where I was looking for basing before breakout. It hit, based, broke out. Plan today, 4223 to 4240, now support. As long as above 4240, 4247 next. If 42.20 fails, we dip to 42.01 to 42.12. So 42.20 is yesterday. I'm trying to keep a this is yesterday's candle. We're gonna change this. Is this? It is. All right. 42.20. That's the make or break point. I will say this. This is a seller's zone. I mean, a buyer's zone right here. So this deck is going to be real interesting to see how this plays out. I honestly thought because this one closed down here below this candle, which was the highest one at one point, I thought this was going to start dropping back down. But this is on a run up, a little bit of a run up. So, but yep, 42.20 is right there, $1 below where it currently closed. So, end of the day, we just got to make sure we stay careful. There was no earnings.
So Latchman mentioned, and for those of you who are people who listen to Latchman, I think he said 42.27 was a strong resistance place. I mean, that you keep that in mind as you trade today. That was the information that we had from Monday, that 42.27 would could play a good strong role. And if not, 42 above that was like 42.60, 42.55, 42.60. So
okay. All right. Thank you for that. Let's do
see if I can pull his information back to the bottom.
We're gonna do red. We're gonna do dotted lines. And it's so close that you can't see them. But 42.27. So just so you all are aware, we've been talking about this zone that I'm going to show you in a second. On the 30th, a couple of days ago, the high was 42.31. And we had been talking about earlier in the week, and I believe it was the end of last week, we had been talking about this right here, which is a gap where S&P get down on the August 19th, so Friday to Monday, I believe. August 19th down to the 22nd. So this gap has been trying to fill for the longest. So we've been talking about it for a while anyway. This is how many times it start trying to fill up. But this past week and a half is where it really start trying to push up through there. And so that's where it's trying to go. So really 42.28, we had already marked that off as the top of that gap. Mm-hmm. And so that's where it's trying to make its way through that now. So the fact that it will be strong resistance is, not a surprise, because you can see in this zone in general, the sellers keep pushing them down anyway, but I don't think that's gonna work forever. What were you gonna say, Arlissa?
Oh, I was just going with the fact that if you got that gap, it's probably going to be some resistance, which is what it's been encountering. It is Friday. Keep in mind that Fridays are Friday. You know how Fridays go. They go in and base around all day. You just don't really know.
Yeah, that's facts. Big time facts.
But you know what though? When we do the next Friday as the expiry, sometimes this Friday is good for the that pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, point taking. So remember yesterday on the call, I believe it was yesterday, we were talking about what was going to go on after close, and so because there was nobody was reporting earnings this morning before the open. Mm-hmm. Zscaler, Broadcom, MongoDB, they're all in that in the tech space, but Broadcom just did, was it with Microsoft? I believe they just did some kind of deal.
I thought it was Apple.
It was Apple. Okay, it was Apple. Did a deal with Broadcom, and then somebody else is doing something, and I think Intel is going to have something in the mix. So those are the big dogs, you know. And Nvidia is running the show right now in terms of AI. So, you know, I'm saying that just to say, you know, be aware of the NASDAQ if you trade it, because it wouldn't surprise me if we see some improved, you know, some upward movement in NASDAQ, because now we're heading out of earnings. So you don't have those, what we call the binary events that can keep it down at this point, once you get to a certain point. So cash flow, second Saturdays, 11 a.m. Be there or be square. We pinned it. It's pinned up to the top of, I believe, I know for sure tier 3. I don't know about the other tiers. But if you ready to learn about wealth building in a fun way, bring it. Open to the public, no charge. So Arlissa, today at noon you're going live, yes?
That's the plan. I may or may not. I have a meeting at 11 that might run long.
Right.
So my plan is to go during the trading hour time, and it'll be in that window of time.
Gotcha. Okay, so today is the 2nd of June. So be on the lookout. Arlissa, please make sure, well, you did before. So I don't know what happened with when I clicked on the link. I clicked on all the links that you put. I couldn't, it didn't take me to where you were. Now, I'm not saying that it's an issue with the links. I'm just letting you know I couldn't, you know, somebody else might have had the same problem if they were trying to.
Miss Barbara did. I think YouTube never, you know, StreamYard, because I'm using a third party, which is StreamYard, it's supposed to take me to multiple places at one time. So if StreamYard glitches, then basically the places I'm supposed to be at, I'm not there. So the YouTube one never did run. I did end up putting the link to the video inside of our Telegram, because I still, you know, I went and grabbed it from StreamYard and made it into a YouTube video. I'm at almost 200 subscribers. So y'all got to tell your friends. I got 191 subscribers. So if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. I'm setting a monthly goal for myself, and I'm almost at my 200 goal. Actually, my goal was 300 by the end of May. So, but these are stretch goals. And but I'd like to be at 350 by the end of June. So if you haven't subscribed, or pass along a video or two to a compadre of yours, pass on the information. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. Jamie, don't forget to go to tomorrow. We have a meeting tomorrow. I put
tomorrow again.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go into the Telegram and pull and open up the graphic for tomorrow. We're going to have our coaching call tomorrow morning at 11, our normal first of the month. It's the first of the month. Actually, it's the first third of the month, but we're going to talk about.
Referring to this graphic?
No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Now I see it. Yes, I'm preferring to that graphic.
Okay.
Yes. So we're doing that tomorrow morning at 11. The different places that we hear stuff from, it's all good. When I put the poll out that way, might think like there was punishment if you're looking for other places. No, I want us to bring. So if you've got tomorrow when we come, if there's places that you look for trades and those places have been, good places to find them, let's all share that. So, but I'm going to bring that in tomorrow, because, places and looking at a percentage of how we do our portfolio, like a part for, covered calls, a part for cash secure puts, a part for. So you kind of keep things balanced and diverse. So that'll be tomorrow morning at 11.
At 11.
At 11
That's
EST. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody else daddy was country, but
no.
My daddy was always telling us 50-11 times. I done told you 50-11 times.
Yeah. Now that
still haven't figured out what number that actually is, by the way.
It's 50-11.
Is it between 11 and 50 or 5,000? You told me 5,011 times.
Yes, it is 5,011 times.
5,011 times. Okay.
Yeah, you said it that many. No, first of all, your parents ain't gonna say nothing 5,000 times.
That's exactly. I'm like, how did you land on that number?
My mom is, if I said it twice, I said it too much.
Right. Oh, really? 2 times, really?
1 time too many. My mom, I said it 1 time too many.
I was in a totally different room, so you had to say it twice in order to get my attention.
That's when your parents call you all the way from the front of the house to the back of the house.
Exactly.
And ask you to change the TV.
Dude, why? When did I become a butler?
Why? What get me? My mother would call me from the front of the house to the back of the house. She'd have her bedroom door closed, but then when you get to the bedroom door, she wants you to knock. You
see, you know what? Right. See, we doing too much. That right there, like, oh, I gotta knock on the door that you just called me through, huh?
You just called me to come to. Really? I gotta knock on it too? Yeah, I'm here.
Right. Your words didn't knock on the door to get out to my ears. What kind of plan is this?
I stayed in trouble. Me and my mouth stayed in trouble. So
listen,
you already know.
I'm with you. To this day, I'm skeptical about wearing belts because I might whoop myself. So, I jump when I see an extension cord. You hear me? I'm like, you know what?
Oh my goodness. I was gonna tell a story about my children, but I'm not gonna tell it.
No, you got to. You got to.
No. This is a recorded video.
Oh, okay. All right. That'll be on the B side, y'all. That's on the B side.
Just know that I'm a corporal punishment parent.
There you go. Listen, hey, I ain't got no kids, but I'm telling you right now, we ain't finna do. Yeah, we gonna do punishment. We go, but you ain't gonna be doing it twice.
Oh my goodness.
So we got our probability-based trading. I'm not gonna go through this, but just remember that I believe all of this is posted at the top of our pinned messages. So we have we got the strategies jumping off, everybody. We got pretty much what we need pinned to the top. So if you have any questions, I'm looking at tier 3 right now, and I'm seeing pretty much everything. When we were doing, we'll use this. So this is the power hour strategy, and at one point it was saying that if it's between like a certain number, like 100 and what is this? Between 200 and negative 200 and 200 to look at slickcharts.com/Dow Jones. That site is pinned at the top of tier 3. Okay, so if you're not sure which way you want to go right back to Telegram and go up to the top and scroll through there, and you'll see it. It's Slick Charts. I'll be at the top. I forgot when I put it up there, but I put it up there so we can have it. So that's just for that power hour theory. Other than that, Arlissa, you have anything else?
No, I don't think I do. Just wanted to make sure that we talked about tomorrow. Be mindful today. It's not a whole lot happening as far as meetings. Oh yeah, I'm a child of corporal punishment too, Miss Barbara, and I think I turned out all right and better than all right because my mama did not play. My mother was also raising. I'm an only child, but my mother raised 3 of my mother's sister passed away, her like older sister, and she had 3 girls, and my mother took in those 3 girls. So my mother basically raised 4 girls. So she couldn't play because when she got them, they were already like 12 and 14 and 16.
Oh yeah.
You know, my mom was like, and they had come from a whole different world than what, you know, we came from. What I was raised in, they were raised in a different environment. So my mother was she wasn't as strict when it was just me. I don't feel like she was as strict when it was just me. But when it became 4 females, the strictness, I mean, she tightened talk about tightening the belt. She definitely tightened the belt.
You don't have a choice.
We didn't have a choice. So yeah, I'm a child of corporal punishment, and
I understand that.
I did okay.
You did all right for yourself.
I did all right for myself.
My goodness.
You know, I'm still doing, but I did all right. I didn't. As you say, did you die? I didn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go, I need y'all to look at SoFi. I need you.
Oh my God.
SoFi, love of mine. Yes. SoFi is above $7. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nobody outside of Arlissa, nobody else wants this thing to go up higher than I do. Because I got some contracts on here and that I have bought like at 7 something.
I got some 7.5s. I need them.
Man, I'm like, yo, I need you to come on up for a player.
Yep.
So yeah,
moving on up. Yep, I need you to come on.
Yeah, they ain't playing around. They ain't playing around. And speaking of cash flow, you know, it's these type of prices that you end up seeing on cash flow on the game where it'll be like, you know, it trades from this range to this range, and now it's available at this amount. When I start playing the game and start seeing the stock market, it was easy to connect the 2 dots there. But I will say I'm glad SoFi I got up to it got up to 7.
It's at 7.10 in pre-market.
Yes.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
The highest recently was $8.24.
Oh, Lord, I'm gonna have a hard time keeping on to them calls. If and when they get in the profit, I'm like, well, it's been great.
I ain't gonna lie. As soon, listen, I got to figure out how green I want to see it before I pull the trigger.
Listen.
Yo, I've been holding on to them for so long. I'm like, listen.
Yeah, I had them from before, and then I actually rolled them up to 24 and rolled them down to 7.5, believing they was going. But you know, listen, there's people talking right now that SoFi going to $30.
You know what? I honestly don't doubt it.
I'm with it. Let's go.
Based on what I've been seeing, you know, just here and there. I'm definitely planning on when it comes back down, maybe $5, but down to $5. I'm probably gonna start buying again.
Okay, please don't speak to come back down to $5.
Listen, I'm looking at the chart and I'm not, you know.
Don't speak that into our lives.
Listen, wait a minute. I'm trying to get in for it to go up.
You should have got in when it was.
I need you to sacrifice that $1.82 long enough for me to get in
and
get about 100 shares.
Listen, our ship has sailed. We need to keep sailing. Float on. We need our ship.
That's funny.
Jimmy. That looks like a summer zone to me.
It is. That's why I said, you know, I needed to, you know, come on to make it look. It's gonna bounce. It'll bounce right here.
Yeah.
It'll bounce here in the 465 area.
I see it.
You know, but I'm gonna go ahead and just get them shares, you know, player, and you know, and just let the Lord use SoFi as he see fit, you know.
Yes.
Ain't nobody trying to
Yes.
Is your strategy just to keep on buying SoFi, just keep on buying as many shares as you can?
Say again.
Is your strategy just to keep on buying as many shares as you can to trade, or are you holding any to the side?
I am holding some, but I was buying them I still am, to bring my cost basis down, because I was buying SoFi when they were at $15 and $12, and you know, so now I'm still bringing my cost basis down, but I have 6 or 7 long calls that are leaps. They're going to expire in January 24, and they're at a 7.5 strike. So
yeah,
those need to get into profit so I can close them. And they're going to,
amen.
They're going to close off on the 24th. But I think, if you are a person who believes in the long-term, growth of SoFi, definitely buy them a little bit, dollar cost average your way into it. Buy a little bit periodically and keep buying along the way and just keep adding to your position. It really comes down to, how convinced you are that SoFi is going to be a good long-term play. I believe it will.
Yeah, I agree too. I think as having some on the side and not touching it, play with it with the rest.
Yeah, I agree. And now that I have the long calls, I've got to, make a decision and do something, because those will start to not be anything soon enough. But as far as shares, you can keep shares forever.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'd rather get me some shares and keep stacking shares up, and have, because I figure if I got 110 shares, they only gonna, the cover call is only gonna cover the 100 anyway.
Right.
So, it don't matter if I got 155 or something like that. I mean,
right.
it's still just gonna do the 100. But I much rather get them where I can get them. So I just need you to sacrifice $1.82 long enough for your boy to just squeeze in. That's it.
You needed to carpe diem back when they were $5, when they were Cinco de Enero.
Then we'll have your boy do his put his bomb on the trading view thing, and then we'll go for the long elephant candle with the boom that he be talking about. Y'all have to know Oliver in order to know what I'm talking about. Yes,
you can still sell puts on them. The premiums aren't great on SoFi.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, SoFi does not have great premium. They might be better now because SoFi is actually up in as far as the implied volatility. Remember we were talking about, our probability based stuff. SoFi is at a 27, so it's it's in the range.
Okay, yeah.
For that longer term, trading it for longer term probability base, it's at 27 right now. It didn't have that kind of volatility before.
Okay.
And Palantir? About Palantir?
Palantir is actually at 63. It is. It's.
They used to be cheaper, right?
No, I'm saying it's at a 63 implied volatility, not the price.
I'm like, yo.
Palantir was cheaper, and it started to come up, and some of the YouTube influencers are now saying basically look back at it again. But I'm saying it's at 63 implied volatility. That's why I believe I put a trade in the chat yesterday, a probability-based trade for Palantir.
Yep.
Because
Palantir since 2020.
It's moving. It's starting to move a bit, and the implied volatility is high. The implied volatility percentile is high. So as that draws back in, you're going to be able to reap the benefits of some spreads if you're doing some vertical spreads.
I have not. I really didn't even know about Palantir until you brought them up. But I will say everything that I find out, figure out about or research about the company, they like way too mysterious for me.
Yeah, they do a lot of government work.
Man, you be like, yo, y'all got some James Bondish vibes coming off. The dude that seems to be the CEO, he look like a Bond villain. And I'm like, it ain't that I don't trust him, but I'm just saying. So I'm still trying to figure, but they get so much government contract work that it's like, they're gonna be staying paid for as long as they keep getting that work. And the way it looks, they're so entrenched in the government that it's like these cats probably gonna be getting money from them for a while.
Yeah, that's their that's basically what they do, and that's why you don't hear a lot about what they do, but you do hear when they win contracts, and they do a lot with data and stuff like that. Yep. So they're definitely still a player. Getting a long-term thing to be a longer-term play. I did see that ChargePoint had earnings this morning. I mean, yesterday after market, we didn't talk. ChargePoint used to be something we talked about all the time.
Yeah,
we haven't
what is
talked about them in a while. CHPT, I believe.
Yep. This
Yep.
one is on the down. This is down. This is
Put
on
us on a
the monthly.
less than days, so we can see what it did in after and pre-market.
Yeah, I think Tesla might be eating their lunch though, because they just got some ruling in Europe to open up their chargers in Europe. So
that's a 75% drop.
That would squeeze ChargePoint.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
ChargePoint was up until recently. You have it on extended time, Jamie, so we can see the pre and post market. Yeah, it did a little dipping, baby. But ChargePoint was one of the major charging station play, and we talked about it then. You can't get away from them charging stations. They're everywhere at the Winn-Dixie. You're starting to notice Tesla generally charging stations all over the place.
Well, what's about to happen, and this is my understanding, is that because of the money that's made available through different government sources, I think Elon Musk is going to be making his stations more compatible to other stuff besides Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so really, I mean, to be honest with you, it really is not to Elon's benefit in a way, in this small way, because it's exclusive if he's just doing it for his cars. You know what I'm saying? There's so much you can do when it's just, I got these cars, these are my stations just for my stuff. But so I'm like, the money must be worth it if he's going, all right, I'll make it compatible for everybody else, because obviously that's more vehicles that can be in the mix. But ChargePoint,
they putting people on monthly subscriptions.
Exactly.
Per se, and so there's definitely money in sparing renewals. If you anytime you put somebody on a subscription or a membership, if they'll never plug in, you still collect their change.
You still gonna because they're gonna need it. So that's why I'm like, the money part must, it has to be good for him to be like, okay, well, but in terms of ChargePoint, they're still the top dog in terms of those stations. But I'm also looking at, if you think about what's probably going to end up happening globally, EV is going to be everywhere. So they got not just ChargePoint, but even Tesla. They got such a huge runway to be able to put, the world is going to need charging stations. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Jamie, quick question. I don't know if you guys had watched it. There's on Apple TV. It was Ewan McGregor's Long Way Up. They went from Argentina all the way up to California, and Rivian's and another motorcycle, and they were the whole way with electric vehicles, and there was such a lack of charging stations in South America.
Yeah,
it was amazing. So I felt that, and I told my husband from Peru, I said, this is something I feel like we should invest in, especially in there. He's like, but there's nothing there. I think that what you're saying though is ChargePoint and Tesla will both be the big ones to go global, where these are needed in these countries, correct?
Yes, that seems to be the case from what I'm saying.
I think somebody will go in there,
Yeah.
Somebody. There's a few other charging station companies that are, and at this point, what you've seen is there's several of them who are across the board, and nobody has really emerged as a leader. So you kind of got, to just keep your eye on the mix.
Yeah.
Tesla, of course, it looks like they're the leader because they have so many Teslas on the road.
Right.
And so their supportive equipment and infrastructure is also readily seen. They have a very noticeable branding. So even if, we could be seeing ChargePoint stations and don't know that's what they are, because we may not be recognizing the branding, but the Tesla branding is noticeable.
Exactly. Yeah.
So of course, if we had a car that could use ChargePoint, we probably would notice where all the ChargePoint stations were. But again, there's no clear leader that has emerged really. But ChargePoint was definitely holding a bunch of the market share at one time. But there's always, a lot of times there's somebody who's first to the marketplace, and then somebody else says, okay, we see what you're doing and we raise you one, because they'll take, what are you not doing so well? And then they'll up the ante and then offer a better product. And then people who were all going with the first dude jump on with the next company because they offer more things.
Yep. Absolutely. I can't remember the name of. There was a couple other companies that I can't remember the name of that are in the EV space.
I want to say EVgo is one of them.
EVgo is one. Yep.
I'm thinking of what somebody else was charging. Plug was another one.
Maybe I'm thinking about Plug.
Yeah, EVgo, you see they're $4.
Yeah.
Plug was another one. The only one I can really remember is Plug also.
Yep. So
they're at $8.
You know.
I went to an alumni thing and they had a company that started B, like Brooch, or their logo is like blue with a red lettering.
Okay.
Anyway, but it's like a one of those electric appliance companies, and they have a TV show with the same name. Guys in California.
Oh, okay.
Broad. But yeah, there are different players, and don't forget, it's not just Tesla. They have Rivian. Tesla has trucks. They have like all the BMW.
Yeah, you got Lucid. I mean, Lucid. We haven't talked about them in a while. Lucid's still around. Those cars are on the streets. So yeah, I mean, there's more than Tesla. It's just LCID. It's just anytime one person is the leader, you see them more and they're talked about more. And Tesla does so many things besides cars, but they are still the leader, it seems like, in the EV space. But you're right, all those other cars now have electric or hybrids. You've got other people coming on. The Rivian trucks are on the road now. Those are actually pretty cute too.
There was this one car company that was a joint venture with Renault, the French company, and they were in Israel. And they had a unique idea. It's just that they ran out of money. Their idea was to charge the batteries up in a facility. You drive into this thing, and they swap the batteries out, so you refill in like 2 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah. As long as you can swap the battery out, you're like effectively got a refill.
I think that was the lithium batteries, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know what technology they use, but they would swap the battery pack out. And you just keep driving.
Okay. I thought that was the one. I thought that was the one they partnered with a European company, like Envision, maybe. Might be called Envision, but I thought it was for lithium-ion batteries. So I thought it was.
So you'd have to have a bunch of those change out locations like you would the quick oil change place, like
exactly. So in Israel they had them spaced out all over Israel, and so you drive your car and you go in low, so you just pull in, and when you go to when you look at a Formula One racing, and you have
I get it.
The pit stop, just like that.
I just think you'd have to have them literally everywhere because. Otherwise, it would. If I'm low, I don't need to be driving all around town trying to get to the place.
Right.
It needs to be, so it would have to be like a convenience. So
I don't know if you were on the call, Arlissa, but I think I was telling Jimmy. I saw somebody with a Tesla that had like how you have like a hitch. The hitch was an extended Tesla battery. Oh,
okay.
So instead of 300 and something miles, you go 700 and something miles now.
Okay.
But it just looked like a hitch
on the back, like an extra little trailer thing.
Yeah. So the company is Bosch, BOTSCH, Bosch.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, they have charging stations all over the campus.
This right here, let me see. I thought I had it. I know what you're talking about, Rasta. I thought I had a picture of it, but I know what you're talking about with the Tesla and the hitch. Yeah, that's hilarious. Y'all also be on the lookout for this part. I haven't seen as much information about it in the news, but be on the lookout for what's going on with Apple over in India. For the longest time, India was like the main place where Apple was getting all of their stuff done, but the way they do phones in India, they don't do them like we do them, where you can walk into a store with some of their phones and just buy it in a store like that. They got to jump through, some other hoops in order to get phones, essentially. So Apple opening up their store in India was a big deal. But I think what's going to end up happening is that because Apple is there, Apple is going to start opening up more stores, and then other American companies are probably going to start, going over there as well. And, Apple, to me, is going to be the first to really penetrate that market over there, because that's untapped. That's still untapped market for a whole lot of stuff. So when you think about that, then think about how the EV space plays into that. To me, that's like the next frontier for business. So be on the lookout for stuff that you read about India, and watch out for the companies that seem to be focusing there, because it's a pretty big runway. It's a high population over there, big population. So anything else, Arlissa? We good?
I believe I'm good.
All righty. Well, everybody, thank y'all for joining in our discussion today and giving your thoughts. Truly appreciate that. Our E2T Daily Declaration: by faith, I am a successful trader. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. Yeah, I'm definitely saying that by faith. I make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. Money likes me because money is comfortable around me. It is drawn to me. Our E2T Daily Prayer: Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge for our trades today. Help us to make smart and lucrative decisions for our portfolios. All right. Y'all know the two rules around here. Stay green, get this money. As a Dow future is up 0.56%. S&P future is up 0.46%. NASDAQ future is up 0.26%. And don't forget, we got the stuff that was just reported, which some of this apparently was pretty good news, or not bad news. Let me say it that way. And so 1 o'clock is our last kind of 2 or 3 star situation. So be careful and trade carefully. Other than that, we'll see you all in the Telegram chat box if you have any questions. And don't forget to post your strikes and your win totals and things like that at the Power Hour. Okay, y'all have a good one, and we will talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Thank you.
No problem.
Real quick, I just wanted to come on. This is Arlissa, Educator to Trader. Wanted to come on and tell you and ask you, I guess, to like and subscribe to the channel. If you like the content that I create and I'm, posting regularly, then go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss anything and you can be a part of all that we're doing here. I'm a coach to sellers. I'm an option sellers coach. If that's a vein that you don't know anything about or you want to know more about, then go ahead, subscribe and check us out all the time. All right. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.